Hey guys, how's it going? I am going to do another Golf Clash video. More Tour 6 holes. Been a little bit since I did the video. I'm pretty sure I have the same bag set up as last time. I'm going to stick to this bag. In terms of what I have, things that I would not change if I were you on this tour is Big Dog, Extra Mile. There's really no substitute unless the sniper gets up. I mean, sacrificing 14 yards plus top spin, it's really not something you really want to do. Really don't care about ball trail quite as much. Another one that you could possibly have right about now is you could be using Backbone or Goliath. That would be pretty interchangeable if you wanted to do that. If you had Claw, that'd be the way to go. Thorn would also be a good one. I haven't unlocked this one yet. But Thorn would be really good. I'd probably go with that. If you didn't have Rapier, probably Skewer. Another good one that if you wanted to just do dunks would be Down in One. I'd be using this right now if only the holes were solely the Southern Pines course that it used to be, Tour 6. I'd be using just that club. Aside from that, if you had a Razor, this would be pretty comparable clubs. Machete's a little short. I have it already out of 5. It's not the best. Another one that you could have is the Off-Roader. If you've unlocked that, that'd be a good substitute club. But anyway, enough about clubs. Let's go and actually do some matches here. I'm about halfway done this tour. Coming off a loss. I remember losing barely on a hole. It seems like the way that they stack opponents, I don't know if this is exact, but I've been trying to test a theory. It seems like if you lose a match, which I'm coming off of, well, no, it says I have a 1 winning streak. It seems like when you lose a match, they'll pair you with somebody that is also lost. This just seems to be coincidence that this guy also has a loss here. So for this one, I try to make sure that my second hop is going to be at least over this bunker. I'm going to add a tiny bit of power here. It gives me a little bit more landing room, making sure that I'm safe. So I'm going to add a little bit of power, and I'm going to try to not miss left. Oh, still miss left. Now I'm hoping this holds on, doesn't run out of fairway. It looks like I'm okay. I didn't want to go too much left. And it looks like I'm still good. So for this tour, I've pretty much been using navigators exclusively. That way I get just a little bit extra wind resistant. And more than anything, it'll help you on the tiebreakers. This is the first tour that I say you really need to start thinking about balls. And there's almost no way around that. So it would be ideal if I could short hit this and hit it into that face. I really don't know any other way I'm going to hit this green here. So I'm going to try to pull off this shot. It's usually maybe about 3 bars the top spin. This is going to be very lucky though if I pull this off, to be honest with you, because it's entirely just manufactured shot, total guess. I don't know how short to hit it. dumped it right in the bunker. Trying to guess how short to go. So I had no idea. It was better to be safe than sorry. Hitting the fairway there might have put me out of bounds. So you see I'm taking it drastically. This guy could probably hit a stock shot. This guy, they line this guy up pretty perfect. I'm not sure the way he's going to try to do it. He could try to carry it to the fairway with full backspin. And could maybe hold the green. I'm not exactly sure what approach he's trying to take. If he bounces this off the rough with no topspin, no chance of it getting up there. So it looks like we'll both be in the bunker here. See if I can come out. This likes to come out really, really hot. I'm going to try to... It looks like they're giving me the shot preview. Kind of glitchy on this one. They're showing me that. So I'm not supposed to have that, but I'm getting it anyway. And so you see I'm not going to play too much break here. Keep it inside hole. The ball's going to pop up, but it's not going to pop up very much. You really don't need to play wind on slopes like this. I got my perfect ball. Rolls out. Hits the pin. Get the birdie. Another silver chest for me. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock that. I mean, I still have 1,300 coins, so I'm going to pretty much do it to exhaustion until I can get this big dog up one more club. I can really use that extra boost on big dog, especially since I'm using it right now pretty much exclusively on this tour. I need one card. I'm essentially going to keep opening chests like that until I get that one card, like with no exception. I don't care how long it takes me. That's kind of the method that I'm going to plan to shoot for here. Now on this one, especially with that wind, you have to assume that you're not getting there in two anyway. So if we're not getting there in two, wow, this guy's a ton of games. Don't he have 1,000 trophies? So if you're not getting there anyway, what's the strategy that you should be using? So he's using a navigator, and I was kind of thinking about the same thing. I guess it depends. If he would have used a Marlin, maybe I'd use a Marlin, but I'd really like a little bit of that extra power, if I could get it. But even more so than that, for the wind resistance, in case we go to tiebreaker. Okay, so this guy went for the island for whatever reason. I like to go over there to the left, keep it a little safer. Since I don't have to add power though, realistically I could probably go for this. So one of the things that you'll probably see me do, I'm going to aim right on the right edge of this. What's that going to allow me to do? So I'm hoping that even if I shank this one to the left, I'll still be able to hit it. Maybe I can't do it to the right, but I can do it to the left. And of course I hit it to the right. Shoot. So it looks like we're both going to be in the bunker. I'm not sure either of us. And this is kind of a dumb shot, because if you hit it there, it's going to be hard for us to get on the green. I'm going to see if I can try to maneuver something some way. I'm pretty sure I can do it. It's just going to be very challenging execution. So it's probably not the smartest decision. This is usually a decision that'll, basically take you out of the tiebreaker. That's one way of doing it. He basically beat it all the way up. Doing that, if he can hit a perfect ball from there, he can pretty much guarantee that he'll get it. But it looks like I have just enough club to get there. Now I need to be a little cautious, because I need to make sure that it gets up and actually doesn't roll back down into the bunker. Be a little cautious here. Make sure that it, with the 5 miles per hour downwind, make sure that it carries it enough. Perfect shot. And that's plenty. Actually, that's way too much. I was being a little on the cautious side. It's better to be up here. It's going to be easier to hit a perfect ball from the rough than it is from the bunker. But I was really trying to hit that face there. I was just playing a little too cautious. I probably shouldn't have added any extra power. But I wanted to make sure, especially since I'm not used to full power yet on this club. I mean, you've seen about the total amount of bunker shots I've played, maybe like one more. I just haven't played a lot of bunker shots at all. So I really don't understand all that my clubs can do. Now in this one, there's only one way, no question. Full backspin no matter what. I'm even going to have to play it super cautious on top of that. So I think all of these are rolling out, I think I want to do it a little bit more like this. It's better to put it to where the glitch is. You see it's kind of glitchy here. It's kind of showing me the exact path that I'm not supposed to see, but it's showing me anyway. I'll take advantage of that. Perfect ball, and it didn't run out anyway. So that glitch really didn't help me there. But here's what I had to do. I had to avoid putting it in the bunker. So being short there is far better than the alternative. I couldn't afford to put it back down that hill. But it just sucks that I just went perfect from the bunker, perfect from the back rough there, and I wasn't able to just beat this guy outright. Okay, so you saw me do this hole earlier, I believe, or maybe I haven't done this one yet, actually. I just played this on Tour 11 with my other account. It could be what I'm thinking about. So what I'm going to need is I'm going to need to try to anticipate where the second hop is going to be. Plus I'm doing it with some curl. So hopefully this is coming in kind of slow. So you see, not too bad result there. Just a little long. It was in jeopardy of just about to roll over the hill. And you see where my second hop was. I was basically doing it to where the second hop was just short of the fringe. This guy has his second hop already shown. So he should easily be able to play this shot better than me. In fact, it looks like he's going to try to shot copy me, because there's no way that he would naturally try to do it with one bar. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you normally try to play it that way? Well, he's not doing his with curl though, so it doesn't look like he's really trying to copy me that much. But his second hop is deeper than mine. Oh wow, his is actually still checking up though. Must be because he's up on that hill. It's not coming down. I barely beat this guy. So you see there kind of two approaches. His kind of checked up into that hill up there, and the way that I was doing it was more straight line on the hole and utilizing the slope a little bit. I am going to unlock that gold chest. And I got 2 new clubs, or 2 new something, so let's see what it gives me. I'm hoping one of these is the one that I need. That's not one. Let's see about the other one. Hopefully it's this one. Nope, new club. I did get the rock. So, something I can at least use if I get that to level up a bit. I don't usually use that club, but if it gets up there pretty good, I can use it for some par 3s. Especially in the tournament. It's a good substitute for, say, like Rocket. It's a little bit better than Rocket. Didn't something level up? Or no, nothing leveled up. Must already did it. I think it was Apache that leveled up. I must already did this. Alright. Moving up the ladder here. So in this one, you just want to lay it up short. This guy with his topper, if he pulled it off just right, he could get over. No question. It doesn't look like he has any interest in that though. Whew, cut that one close. So I like to do mine with backspin, as opposed to the way that he just played it. With him doing a katana, it's kind of ideal for me to use a navigator. So I'll do mine with the backspin. And I'll get it to where the third hop looks like it's going to stop before that shadow. So use that shadow up there. So 2 hops is right there. Third hop will be, and then it should start to check up. So I should be good about here. And then I'll just play this around 2 rings or so. So I'll move this up to the, basically like the edge of the orange there. Should be pretty good. Perfect ball. Should come back. It should check up pretty nicely here. So this guy's way down there. He'll definitely be on the green in 3 from there. This guy's going to be a little bit tougher, because I'm going to have problems. I'm not going to get it as far down as him. It's funny this guy doesn't win as many matches. Now, I can't get it down as far as him. I'd have to go perfect. It's too risky. In fact, I thought his shot was pretty risky in itself. So the way that you're going to see me play it is I'm going to kind of dial up where that is, and I'm going to put it just a hair over into the rough, but just barely. Not very much, as you can see. Perfect ball. Just catch the edge there. A little bit of curl I did, put it right out in the center. So I'm still going to have a little ways though. That's the only problem. It's going to be a lot harder for me to pull this off than him, this next shot. Plus I only have 1 backspin, and you need at least 1.5 is a little bit better. Did he do front spin? I'm not sure why he's doing front spin. He's going to come in a little hot unless he hits that face. The ideal shot here is at least 1, probably 1.5 backspin. He did hit that face, like right over the bunker. Checked it up a little bit. So, you see, I can't exactly pound this one here. I'm barely enough. Now I'm going to try to aim for this spot. Maybe land it just a little bit shorter, because since I only have 1 bar of backspin to offer here. I don't know how much 7 ring should be. I'm probably going to play at 3-ish bars. Put it right on the corner here. See what that does. I did about 3 rings there of adjustment. Seems relatively good. Yeah, it's not too bad. So I was going outside it's yellow, and then the red, and then I think blue. So I went to like the corner of the blue there, more or less, and it was pretty spot on. So I think I showed this one in the first video. So here's going to be another look, and very little wind, and I'm glad that this guy isn't going to be able to shot copy me, because I'm going to show you the difference between these 2 shots. And I'm glad that the wind's real reserved. I should be able to beat this guy here. If I don't, it means I mishit it. When people play it, with full backspin like that, it's a little inconsistent the way that it rolls out. I don't recommend playing it like that at all. Sometimes it hits that front of that fairway just a little differently, starts checking a little bit more. There's no reason I shouldn't be with inside that ball. So the way I do it is 2 rings over, 1 ring back, playing it off the fairway. There's absolutely no reason that I shouldn't just straight up beat this guy. Even with the shank, I think I'm going to get him. So, in 1.4, I'm not even going to move this a ring. I'm going to go way less than a ring. Just going to move it ever so slightly forward. And then basically go for perfect ball here. Didn't get it. This is going to bring it in more to the right. But you're going to see that the speed comes in just perfect. So even missing doesn't even matter. Basically, it was the difference between me being, 0.5 yards or closer and 1.97 with the shank. Sniper's almost going to be up to a 4 if I get one more pack. Looks like we're at a couple more holes I'll do here. I might stick with this navigator. Been having pretty good success with these. Again, more so than not, the reason that I'm using the navigators is for the tiebreaker holes that I'm anticipating. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit of power here. If you look at you can see the shot ring is almost getting to the rough on the right there. So I'm going to add just enough to kind of counter that wind, which would be like 3.5 in the face. So I'm going to do about what 3.5 miles per hour or less would be, just to keep it away from that rough, just in case. I want to make sure that I don't hit that rough on the right by adding too much power and shanking it a little right on accident, which I didn't do anyway, but it was just like a safety precaution. Not going past the rough there and even bringing the rough on the right in play. You see, this guy might do something very similar, except just with a different line. I prefer doing it the way that I did, because you don't always hop over this entirely. Whereas what you saw what I did, where it was perfect. So I would recommend doing it my way as opposed to this, but this way is fine too. You see, he was only an inch from that rough. He was very close to it. And you don't want to hit that rough, even though it'll still be in the fairway. It really takes out your angle for this next shot. And it's better to have this angle to where you can actually give this a chance still. So I like to do this with a little bit of side spin here. Now since I'm towards the long end of the cup, I'm not even going to be honest with you, because I'm worried about it coming up short. I'm even going to add a little bit of power. Going to aim just a little bit over, probably curl a little bit, and add just a tiny bit of power on top, because I think it's going to come up short. Of course, I shanked it. It's probably going to go into the center of the green. No, it's still coming in pretty nice. But you can tell that baby shank pushed it to the left. So I had to add power there because I was at the long end of the club. It was either that or front spin. And I really like to avoid front spin. It starts coming in a little bit less consistent. It'll come in hot. Sometimes it's hard to anticipate how much it runs out. So if you were here, you should dunk it to take away any glitch that could possibly happen here or any shank. Just go for the dunk. Even with a 1.2 mile per hour wind, you could just put the shot right in the center of the pin, and then just put the shot arrow right in the center of the circle. When you pull it back, and you just release and it goes right in. Takes any guesswork out. Even with a baby shank there, one right or left, you could still get it to go in the hole. It wouldn't even matter. So this guy with a Saturn 6, he's going to have to add some power. I'm hoping I can use that advantage to my advantage. The fact that he has to add so much power. And I shouldn't have to add as much as him because I have a power ball. He's playing too much for that wind. So he really is going to need a shank left here. And as you can see, it was too far to the right of that. So what I recommend doing, especially in the early stages, is just dumping this in the bunker. Don't even mess with the possibility of losing to this guy because you did the same exact thing that he did. So I would just recommend hitting it harder and just launching it over this island, and getting closer to the hole. Just in case you shank it left or right farther on accident and you can't beat him. You just always want to take the sure thing in the early stages. Usually I'd still hit the shot there. I just want to show you to play with a little bit of kind of sense. You know that if you add power like that and it's going to land closer to the hole than where his stopped. Down in one. I got down in one, not big dog. I've been trying to get this big dog for quite some time. I'll upgrade that. I still want to bring the possibility of being able to use this club. All those other stats really don't matter. I'm just waiting for the next accuracy bump. Get that up to 100. I don't remember what stage that happens at. That's the next important stage for that. Okay, so for this one, it's a little bit harder. This might be the time, especially since I'm playing somebody with 2,000 some games, to pull out one of my Titans that I don't want to use because I don't have very many. I feel like this is the good time. So I usually do about 2 bars of topspin and try to hit it off this rough. So it looks like, since this is into the wind, I'm going to need to add some power. So there's full, which is pretty close. I probably need to add about half power here. And not quite enough. Oh, just didn't roll out of the rough either. The shank there cost me, because that would have spun forward out and got, even if it wasn't on the green, it would have been in pitch distance where I could make it. So I might not lose outright to this guy, but I might. We'll see. We'll see. See if he switches balls. If you put it on, yeah, he is. He puts it on a mummy. He's going to easily be able to hit his spot here. This is really bad for me. So now I'm really going to need getting out of that rough here. But at least I made him use one of his mummies. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Totally unnecessary. He's going above and beyond here for what he needs to beat me. It's not that hard to pull off that shot with only a 2 wind. I mean, honestly, even I should have pulled the shot off. And I'm only a centimeter away from being on the surface here to where I would have had this guy, because I would have easily made this pitch. I mean, the only thing I need here to make this pitch is a perfect ball. It's going to be a no doubt pitch. I mean, you just put it on the hole. Basically, don't play this wind at all. Put it right in the center of the hole. Get it right in the center of the shot arrow, the shot window here. And then hit perfect ball. Ah, which I didn't. So, that's enough to cost me the hole. Stupidly. I add a Titan and lose outright. It's very frustrating that happens. The sole fact that he had extra mile 6 gave him a distinct advantage over me. It's going to be hard to beat that guy, but I still could have beat him. I mean, so I was so close to tying that guy. I mean, I was within an inch of that rolling on the fairway, and if that's on the fairway, it's just such an easy pin with a 1 wind. You don't even play the wind. You don't even think about it. You just let it roll into the hole, playing no wind from that close on a 1.4. So this guy is aggressive down the right. Depending on what his clubs are, he might be able to do it from there. This is another one that Titan would be really nice to use, because I really want to get down at least as far as him. I am not going to use a Titan, but it would be nice to use a Titan. I want to make sure I'm at least to his ball, so I am going to overpower.
Great shot.
And with Big Dog, more than enough. More than enough. But the toughest thing with using Big Dog here is stopping the ball. That's going to be my heart. And he's got Big Dog too. He can easily pull his off. I'm not sure if he will, but he can easily pull this off. I wouldn't do it the way he's doing, switching to Goliath and top spinning it. Since I'm past the trees, I don't have to curl it as much as he does. And I'm assuming with that shot, he is just going to be pounded in the rough. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that. It's going to be hard playing this shot with no shot trail, but I'm up for the challenge here. So first off, I've cleared the trees, so that's good. I'm going to take full advantage of what little backspin I do have, and trying to judge the second hop it's going to hit before, and it's going to want to run out, so I'm going to do it with a little room for error here and just curl it some to where I'm pretty sure if I hit it to the right on accident by just a touch, it's still going to hit the fairway, which will put it closer to the hole for me. So I'm going to short hit it So I'm pulling the thing short and then curling it. Perfect ball. Not bad. So if I would have shanked it right, I wouldn't have been on the green. It would have probably rolled into the rough. But it would have been closer to the green and might not have rolled down that hill. So I wanted to make sure that in case I shanked it, I wouldn't have had the first bounce hit the rough. If I would have shanked it left, I would have probably still been on the green. That was my goal, was to put enough curl on that to where it would still creep up on the left edge up there. And you see the way that I played it was good enough to be able to beat this guy outright. I was doing it with a little half curl and just a little bit of pullback because I felt like the second hop was landing too close to the green. Oh, 3 clubs just unlocked up there. This is a good sign. I have a good feeling about this. There's 1. There's 2. Come on, big dog. Oh, the rock. Crap. So I did get a level 6 backbone. Of course, the sniper's going to be a good one, especially for the next tour. I might have to end up using that a little bit. Either sniper or guardian is the way to go for tour 7. So the higher that gets up, the better. I can really use getting that up to a 5, and it looks like it won't be too long with the rate that I'm getting it. I'm getting it every club pack right now. It's already at a 4 bar full ball guide, so that's pretty good. Here, this is already at a 4 ball guide too. Doesn't have much spin either way. It's a very accurate club. It goes all the way up to 100, and it goes up to 100 fast. I think in just a couple more levels, it's going to start to get accurate, real accurate. Oops, hit the wrong button. So let me wait for this to download. Then I'm going to back out. I'm going to do one more hole. I'll put us at about the 50-minute mark. And I'm just going to upload this video. I can do more Tour 6 later if you want to see it. Alright, so it looks like we're almost done here. A new Tour 5. I think it's because they had the ghost holes in here as to why you need to re-download these. Because now they're going to have no spooky effects. So as soon as I get it downloaded, just back right out. Straight into Tour 6. Okay, so let's see if I can get a little redemption on this hole. I'm pretty sure this is the drivable. They can give me, first off, any other wind. It was probably the worst wind they could have gave me last time. This isn't much better with all that side wind, but it is a little bit better. Again, I am going to upgrade my ball here. Same as before. I'm going to need just a tiny bit of power. You can see it's landing a little bit shorter than I want. And I'm going about 2 rings over of where I need to, with 1 line of the hole. So about 2 rings, but I'm going to add just a tiny bit of touch of power too. Of course I shanked it, but that shouldn't be a factor, I'm hoping. And I spun it out this time, but it was the same thing. That shank's enough to make it check up and hit too much rough. Completely changes the line that I'm on. And as you see, as a result, what that made my ball do, it checks up, but it should be an easy pitch in this time no matter what. And this guy, as you can see, has a lot of games in, but only 2 tournaments and only 1 qualifier. So he probably doesn't have a lot of balls at his disposal either. But that's one thing you want to focus on, is building up your ball collection. So it's going to be hard for him. He's probably going to lose to me now because of hitting it in that bunker and not going for it. So with this, I am going to play the wind. So with how straight it is, it's a lot more wind than we had last time. You're going to see, I'm going to just try to put it straight in. I'm going to check to make sure when I change cameras it's still pointing straight, which it is. But you see I'm playing the wind to basically the 3rd bounce, and the 3rd bounce should land short of the hole. This wind will play, unlike how the last one didn't. Because you see there that 3rd bounce and then that 4th little bit of rollout. That was the difference. Is that last little bit. So you see how much that adjusted. Because I had the 3rd hop right on the front lip of the cup. And then right there it landed probably a yard short. So it played about a yard for that 8-mile-per-hour wind. That's something to think about and consider for the future. In the bunker, you'd be looking at more or less the same. It might play just a tiny bit more because the ball tends to have a real high arc, but in the rough it tends to take a lower trajectory. I'll come in a little bit lower. You wouldn't have to play as much as I did. It would be less wind. Okay, so let's hope for some luck here and open this silver chest, and hopefully this is the one time that they're going to give it to me. It says 1 underneath the clubs, so I'm really hoping. It's not a dart. It's not a Saturn. I like the odds here. There it is. Finally get to see it. What I've been really hard pressed to get. I don't know what the upgrade is right now, but I really need it no matter what. It's giving me more power. That's making it even that much better. And look at that backspin. That is gonna be huge. Less worried about the accuracy. I just want to hit my perfect balls to not have to focus on that. But of course, all the accuracy they do give me is gonna help. I'm just glad to be up to 177. I mean, that's almost max distance already. Curl's pretty good. The only thing I'm missing right now is getting that ball guide up to a 2. That's the next most important thing. Being able to know exactly where that 2nd bounce is crucial. It's crucial. And I'll start talking a little bit more about that once we get that 2nd hop. I'll kind of teach you basically how to anticipate the rest of your ball guide. So look forward to that in future videos. And hopefully you guys can figure out Tour 6 and get some good plays in here and beat some opponents. Notice the one thing that I have been doing is using a lot of navigators, get the wind down. They're rather cheap balls. I mean, 60 gems. So how can you earn 60 gems? That would be basically from free chests. If you were to basically open free chests for 24 hours straight. You'll basically get 60 gems just like that. So if you're not playing very many games throughout the day, log in, unlock your free chest because you can only store 2 at a time. So unlock your 2, and every 4 hours come in, unlock them, and after 6 chests, you've built up to 60, which is the same price as 9 balls, 9 navigators. So it's something to think about. Navigators are very useful in this tour. It gives you 25% less wind, and you can just see how that wind reduction has put it down to feasible numbers for me. Like that last wind would have been 10 plus there, which would have still been fine, but since the direction was okay. But when you're talking about playing 10-mile-per-hour winds, you're really reducing the amount you can hold out and make shots. So just something to consider. But feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully your Tour 6 is going well. And if not, feel free to comment on the videos. I'll try to explain anything that you might be caught up on or need a little additional help on. Good luck.